Oh no, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a bad day for gaming. The PlayStation Network is down. Now, normally I wouldn't make a video like this because, to be honest, it's like a waste of time. Generally speaking, anytime a server goes down, I like to think to myself, whoa, give it like 2-3 hours, it'll be back. No, ladies and gentlemen, the PlayStation Network, as of me recording this, is dead. You see those big ass red buttons? Dead. Want to do some account management? No. Gaming and social? No. Want to watch some videos? No. PlayStation Store? Astaghfirullah, it is dead. The affected platforms of this entire warfare is other, okay, obviously for the others in the audience. Congratulations, your PSP isn't connecting. Not that I think it would anyways, because PSP has been dead for a while. Your PS Vita, oh, that stuff has been sent to the Shadow Realm. PlayStation 3, not today, buckos. PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, no. The web, dude, even Sony can't figure it out. What the fuck is your web browser gonna do? No, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not excited. And honestly, I wouldn't even want to make this video because, like I said, usually with server issues, things tend up coming back, and honestly, those videos are kind of a waste of time, and they're a waste of a slot. I have a video that I'm working on that's probably going to be like an hour long at this point that I'd rather do. But the reason I'm making this video is because as somebody that likes to talk about, again, video gaming, and your rights as a owner, or your rights as a video game player. I like to talk about this industry and try to make it more positive. And one of the big problems is, I think, digital ownership. I think the over-reliance. As you all know, I'm a person that buys a lot of physical media, right? I've made videos talking about how better it is to buy physical games. And I think when you go to a store, right? Like when you go to a store and you spend something for like, you spend like $60, $70, right? If it's a brand new game, sometimes even more, right? Depending on how, higher the base price is in USD. And then it just ripples across the entire world. You go to a store, you spend the same amount of money on a physical copy that you would do a digital copy. Back in the day, I do distinctly remember there was some murmurs that, oh, when the industry goes fully digital, we'll pass the savings onto the consumer because they don't have to pay for the fact that, they put dog shit onto a disc, they put it in a fancy case. Sometimes they used to have instruction manuals, now you just have this three-ply toilet paper, and that's it, right? But, you remove the costs, you would think a game would drop down from $60 to $50. No, why would it? The game company could still charge you $60, you just had no option. So anyways, moral of the story is, all right, buy physical as much as you can. But what about discs that, literally tell you need a download, right? You want to buy something like Star Wars, Jedi Survivor, or more importantly, that new Assassin's Creed Shadows? What's the point of buying it physically when you still need a fucking download? Now, why does all this apply, ladies and gentlemen, so much? Well, because of the PlayStation Network going down, some users who may not have had their PlayStation set as their primary console, which, granted, I wouldn't think of most people because most people don't have the luxury to afford multiple PlayStations or be switching around their consoles like no tomorrow. But a good friend of the channel, MVG, Modern Vintage Gamer, awesome guy, check out his stuff if you can, if you love retro systems, and of course, hacking said systems. You're showing him trying to play Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, a purely single-player game, right? In fact, so single-player, I don't even think it touches the internet unless it's for, analytics. Play has no limits, mind you. Can't use this content, can't connect to the server to verify your license. Wait a while and then try again. Like I said, this is not the biggest issue in the world. Now, I have my PlayStation active, and obviously for games like Grand Theft Auto 5 that I do actually own digitally on the actual PlayStation storefront, do just fire up with no problem. Obviously, I can't connect to Grand Theft Auto Online because that would require PlayStation Online. So for a lot of games, too, that have mandatory online connections, games like, I don't know, Need for Speed 2015, congratulations, because PlayStation is down. Even if EA servers are active, whoa, you can't connect because you have no pathway to verifying your connectivity because fucking PlayStation is down. You see, the whole idea of, not just physical ownership, but mandatory online requirements also are a huge deal today. I've had so many people in my comment sections over the last 10 years who have basically just been like, Muda, you're a fucking alarmist. Nothing happens. Nothing really happens. Well, when days like today occur, a weekend, right, where people have the time to play a video game, yeah, imagine if somebody wanted to play something like, I don't know, Fortnite or Marvel Rivals, really any shooter that people enjoy. Just imagine. Imagine going home, and because PlayStation is down, you cannot access the servers of another company. Just because you cannot verify your PlayStation account as being online, because you can't be online because the network is down, right? So not only do you lose a valuable day, but here's the kicker, you also pay for the privilege of playing paid PlayStation games online. I think free-to-play stuff is actually just not bound by a subscription. But the point is, some people pay yearly for the privilege of playing online, for letting their box connect to other people's servers and playing with each other. Now, I'm not like gonna jump in here and be like a massive PC gaming stan, because as somebody that loves physical games, congratulations, the PC physical market effectively almost doesn't even exist. You know, very recently, PlayStation launched the PS5 Pro with a digital-only like system, right? You have to buy the PlayStation, the PlayStation 5 disk drive separately and marry the systems together just so you can actually have physical, media on your device, right? So you pay $100 to connect a drive to your actual PlayStation. But what happens if you didn't connect that drive? What happens if today was the day you wanted to connect that drive to the PlayStation because you had some free time to unscrew your new PlayStation 5 Pro and just start slapping things together? Well, because you don't have access to the PlayStation Network, you'll probably see this screen provided by our friends over at Does It Play. Can't use your disk drive. Something went wrong when registering your disk drive to the PS5. Please try again. You can't because the server isn't active. So again, if you want to play your physical fucking game offline, you can't do it. Because that disk drive requires you to connect to PlayStation Network servers in order to marry that drive to your actual system so you can use it offline in perpetuity. Or until, of course, I believe it gets disconnected, you may have to reconnect. But the likelihood of that, the chances of that usually happening are slim. But the point is, just connecting it isn't really all that possible. Now, again, like I said, the PC market is effectively a market that is completely digital. But at least in the PC market, we have the opportunity to use third-party patches, third-party network. Like, for instance, right, if I want to play an older game on my PC, instead of requiring that Steam or really any vendor that I buy from be the person that fixes it, I can go to a forum. And I actually did this for, like, an old game like Deus Ex and System Shock 2. Where I had to download fan patches in order to get the game to work properly, because the regular patches that Steam would provide weren't, I think, good enough. But even if those games had multiplayer services, right, which have long been taken down by the company, because I can use third-party, modifications, I can inject multiplayer from, third-party mods into some of these games. Like, for instance, if, let's say, Grand Theft Auto Online was taken down, well, I could use something like 5M and just connect with friends, right? Again, obviously it would be a somewhat different experience, but just because, Rockstar isn't allowing me to connect to something, I have the option as a PC gamer to at least somewhat mitigate my day off being fucking ruined because some servers have been taken down or some servers aren't functioning. So yeah, ultimately at the end of the day, I think today is a big sort of like reveal as to why the future of online-only DRM, the future of, again, buying your games completely digitally is not necessarily the future that I think people want, especially when I think in a grand majority of the cases, a lot of the biggest games are still single-player experiences. Now, MVG's like post earlier with Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, there could be other reasons why like somebody's like digital licenses may be expired. There could be a million reasons why somebody's system may not be allowing them to play games online. And I've seen people say, well, I'm just going to go buy an Xbox. Here's the thing. If you buy an Xbox, I'm not here to jump into the console war, but that system's even more connected and integrated to Xbox Live. Imagine if you lost connection or the ability to sign into Xbox Live games. Well, you may lose access to playing something from Game Pass. You may lose access to playing something from your Xbox Live Gold subscription. You may end up losing access playing physical games that aren't properly installed to your system. Like, do you know that a lot of Xbox original, like Xbox, like exclusive stuff like Halo Infinite, Starfield, Forza Horizon isn't even completely on a disc? Meaning if you didn't have those games downloaded from Xbox Live and you don't have the ability to download them because Microsoft services are down, congratulations, those games are effectively lost to that system. You can't even use the physical disc in most cases to install a 1.0 version of the game so you can at least play your fucking game, right? There are problems in most of these platforms when it comes to losing online services. Again, this isn't a dig at anyone. This is just me giving you a reality. And if you think today sucks, and again, if you're using this as some excuse to say Xbox is better than PlayStation or Nintendo over everyone, you're missing the grand point, okay? The point is, when you lose connection to services like this, you are effectively given a box, a gaming box that is highly compromised, a box that is losing a ton of its features. But more importantly, the biggest feature of all is ownership of your actual video games, right? And this is one of the reasons why I always say buy physical as much as you can, because even in that case, if servers go down, or again, let's say the situation becomes something similar to 2011 when the PlayStation was offline for nearly a month, at least you have access to installing and playing your games as Sony gets to fixing this. Now, is there any actual announcement by Sony as to why this situation doesn't work? Well, according to PlayStation, there is actually no update. PlayStation really hasn't given anything. If this was maintenance, they could say, we're shutting down for 2 in the morning, we'll come back later on. But this isn't like that. Imagine if you're playing a game like Hitman World of Assassination. Beautiful game. Love that game right now. But its requirement for internet basically means that without any form of online connectivity like PlayStation Network, you basically have a demo of the game with no progression. Really, everything that you were working on in the game is completely null and void and gone and meaningless. Now, on the PC, you can use things like Peacock to emulate a version of the network and play the game truly offline, which is what I do sometimes. But if you were on the PlayStation and you wanted to play some Hitman today, well, you can't because the servers are down. Servers completely independent of that game and you. Now, if PlayStation is hacked, okay, that's a big issue. But obviously, I would imagine if it is hacked, Sony would probably have told people about it. And, it started to get people to change their passwords on other platforms. So I think the situation is just not as malicious. At least I hope so. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this is what happens when, again, services go offline. The internet goes offline. And I know that I'm kind of all over the place about this, but there's really a lot to talk about and a lot to discuss when, again, something like this occurs. Because for years, I've always been told, I'm an alarmist. The internet's not going to go away forever. Why do you care, bro? Everyone has internet. You're fine. Go play your games, old man. Stop talking about discs and shit. But when stuff like this happens, right? For this period of time, and people do get mad about it, because of course you would be. It's a weekend. You want to play some fucking video games. Forget the video games even for a second. Just think about the fact that some people are losing basic ownership. Imagine next time you're playing your online internet-connected live service game and you're really liking it. Ask yourself, would I enjoy this as much if arbitrarily the internet service of the console I was using was down, meaning the game that I bought is effectively meaningless and just waste? That, I guess, is a question you should probably ask yourself. But if you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. Dislike it if you dislike it. I'm going to go play some single-player games, and I do not need the internet to verify if I own those games, because I bought it off GOG. Anyways, I am out.